Welcome to another episode of Chasing the Wind. I am Pastor Mark, and I want to talk to you today about skilled craftsmen. I was talking to someone the other day, and they made the comment, it's just getting harder and harder to find good handymen or handy women, if it makes you feel better. Because there are some women out there that are better with like fixing things than I am. Okay, I mean that's not saying much, but you know what I mean. We had friends one time that she fixed stuff around the house, he didn't, because she was just better at it. And I know several couples like that, and that's okay. Sometimes it makes sense for you, sometimes it doesn't. I always have to ask for help sometimes. Sometimes I can look at things and say, hey, that would work. I have been fascinated. At the beginning of the year, I was reading through the book of Exodus. Was challenged to do so, and the idea of Exodus is that God takes us out of our places of exile, our places of slavery and bondage, and that's been kind of my journey this beginning of this year, is God just showing me some areas where I'm stuck and that he wanted to get me out of, and he's leading me out of those areas. So one of the things I wanted to talk to you about just for a moment, Wind Chasers, is someone who I kind of ran into in the book of Exodus. Now, the book of Exodus, you read the beginning, it's really cool, but then you get to the second part of Exodus, and it's like reading the book of Numbers or Leviticus. It's like you're pulling bamboo shoots out from under your fingernails, okay? And anyway, that's when the tent of meeting and the tabernacle and all this stuff is being made. All the sacred garments and the holy underwear and everything is being made. And there's people who are good at this. I love watching someone who is very, very good at their trade. I am not an athlete. I was bred for comfort, not for speed and agility. And so I truly enjoy watching sporting events where there are good athletes who are very, very good, because I'm not. And so I appreciate it very much when I can see that. There was a former president who was criticized one time, W, because they said he had smarter people on his cabinet than him. Well, that makes him a good leader. It doesn't make him dumb. It makes him a good leader. You want to surround yourself with people that know better than you. I had to learn that in early, in ministry, when we had a little problem at the church and with the building, and I needed to do some insurance claims and stuff, and I didn't know what I was doing. I'd never made an insurance claim in my life, and I had an insurance examiner on my board, and he was out of town, and so when I came back, he goes, Mark, next time just ask me to do it, and I'll just take care of it for you. And I'm like, that would be really great if you could do that. He was very good at it. It's not my skill set, okay? Kind of learned a little bit from it. We're not stupid. We need to keep on learning. But anyway, there's this guy named Bezalel, however you want to pronounce it. He's a cool guy who keeps showing up. This fascinated me when I was reading through the book of Exodus, especially that second half. This guy keeps showing up. He's like super carpenter and can do everything. And I love what it says. There was skilled craftsmen. Isn't that interesting? Sometimes we think that the only thing that matters and in the church is the spiritual stuff. And I put that in quotation marks. The preaching, the worship, the teaching, the people who are crafty, with the children and that sort of thing. I'm feeling the Lord taking me down a road here. We need people in the church who maybe they're not the best teacher, maybe they're not prayer warriors, but they are people who will see things around the church that need to be taken care of, and they just take care of it. I am extremely blessed by having a guy clean my church who, there is one thing I never worry about on Sunday morning. I never worry about coming in and the church being dirty. I have always been, I don't like living in filth. We keep a pretty nice house where we always have. Dust is not dirt, by the way. Dust is lived in. But one thing I appreciate about the guy, and I hope Steve-O probably won't watch this, but maybe he will. I don't know. Maybe he does watch it. I don't know. He's never told me. But I hope that I try to, I just don't worry about whether the church is clean on Sunday mornings when I come in, because I know that Steve he drives his wife crazy because he's so meticulous about it. But I'm glad he is, and it is a ministry. Don't sell short things like that need to be done. I have a guy who mows my church lawn. We have a huge church lawn. He's a retired guy. He likes to do it. He just goes and goes, and I just watch him go back and forth, back and forth. Our churchyard always looks nice in the summer. Those are things that matter. And so matters if you have a gift. We all have different gifts, Paul tells us. Paul tells us, there's some that can do this, there's some that can do that. It's not that one is more important than the other. They're needed. The person who has the gift of hospitality and can really just put last week was Easter, we had a nice big feed and the fellowship hall looked great. Those are great things that, here was the beautiful thing about Bezalel, and it says he's Oholiab or whatever his name is. How would you like that name? Oholiab? How do you like that? Your mom's calling you to get back. Oholiab, get over here. I think I'm going to name a dog Oholiab. But anyway, Oholiab. Okay, Oholiab. That's why it's got to be Oholiab. That I just looked at it. Oholiab. That's when you work out and you have nice washboard abs. Those are Oholiabs. Okay, I just came up with that one. That is really good. Mel will love that one. Anyway, do not discount your talents and gifts. Do not discount them. I got a guy in my church that he's a wood turner, and he made our communion set that we use. And there are things that we do. We just need to do it for the Lord. Bezalel and Oholiab and other skilled craftsmen, God called upon them to do what they were doing. And it was just as important to make the church look clean. You don't have to say to the pastor, hey, there's a broken bottle out there. I had that happen one time when I was pastoring and had a seminary student come and say, hey, pastor, there's a broken beer bottle out in front of the church. And I just looked at him. And he goes, and I'll go pick it up. Yes, you will. It does not have to be the pastor. Keep the church clean. But we all work together to keep it clean. But we all bring something that says, wait a minute here. Here's what I have to offer you, Lord. How can I use it to your glory? Maybe it's someone with the gift of organization. Whatever the deal it is. There's different gifts, and God gives them to different people. And sometimes I got to have people help me with stuff because I just don't understand it. I don't know how to do it. And sometimes they show me, and I'm like, okay, maybe I can do that next time. There's a lot of things that I'm learning how to do right now that I didn't have to do before. So I want to just encourage you today that if you are a Bezalel or an Oholiab, I'm going to run with that one today, Oholiab, maybe he was Oholiab because he dedicated what he was good at to the Lord and said, this is something that I can do and do well. Paul said, whatever you do, do it as unto the Lord and not unto men. When you do something at the church, you're not doing it for the pastor. The pastor may ask you, you're doing it for the Lord. And that changes everything. It should change the way that we do things. I do not like it when one church I pastored, I'd walk into the fellowship hall and there'd be this old ratty couch or something and I'd say, does anybody know where this came? Oh yeah, we got a new one, Pastor, but that one's good enough for the church. No, it ain't. If it ain't good enough for your house, it ain't good enough for God's. Coffee pocket. Well, it doesn't always brew real good, Pastor, but it's good enough for the church. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Well, we bought a new one. Go buy a new one for the church and you keep the cruddy one. How about that? I know I'm really crossing the line here, but I want you to think about that. What do we bring God? Do we bring him we were to bring God the first fruits. What you have, are you using it to the Lord's glory? Are you using it to the Lord's glory? Someone leave it sit there, Bezalel and Oholiab. I love it, Oholiab. I'm probably saying it wrong, but it sounds better the way I'm doing it. So it's my show, so I'm doing it. Oholiab. So instead of Oh Holy Night, will be Oh Holy Ab, okay? I could probably write a song about it. Anyway, I'm going to leave it right there, Wind Chasers. Having a little fun here this morning. This should be nightly nonsense or something. But anyway, I want you to think about and pray about, what do I have, Lord, to offer that I could really help with? So till next time, I'm Pastor Mark. Keep chasing the wind, because the wind is chasing you, my friends. Grace and peace.